What is the first sign of civilization? Grads asked to the table that was a veritable menagerie of species from across the Alliance. Well, it's obvious, is it not? Agrell said, pushing his glasses along his beak with a feathered hand. It is clearly the mass negation hyperdrive, he declared with such conviction that some of the others at the table nodded in agreement. Pah! Spat the heavily muscled Histron. Problem with my analysis, Commander Bonesplitter? The Grell asked with an arching brow. You set the bar too high, Pell, the commander spat back, not giving any ground. We have encountered species which have not developed such machines, yet they were what we would still call a civilization. Yes, I suppose so, Pell conceded. Then pray tell, what do you consider the first sign, then? It should be clear. Nuclear power! Bonesplitter clenched his fist for emphasis. Nuclear power? A diminutive mouse-like sec repeated, confused. Sorry, sir. Do you mean weapons or usage and energy? He asked in a voice that seemed liable to squeak if not controlled well. Yes! Bonesplitter clenched his fist again as he rose to further emphasize his point. Nuclear power, both used for destruction and energy, is the first sign of civilization. His booming voice cowed a few of the attendees into nodding, whether through agreement or fear, only they could say. Don't you agree, little one? The commander gestured to the sec. Respectfully, sir, I must throw your own statement back at you, replied the sec, this time actually squeaking. As you pointed out to the chief science official over there, we have encountered civilizations which did not have access to the mass negation hyperdrive. We have also encountered civilizations that did not use nuclear energy. They all utilized either hydrocarbons or natural forces. The sec finished. That is true. Bonesplitter held his hand to his chin in thought as he ruminated on the idea. Well, I'm stumped. What about you, little one? Me, sir? The sec squeaked in shock. The commander just nodded in response. It is in this humble one's opinion, writing is the first sign of civilization. While many barely sentient creatures will use tools and even make some, writing is, in this one's opinion, the first sign of civilization. There were murmurs of agreement. Even the commander and the chief science officer both nodded in agreement. The only head not bobbing was the human at the table. Do you disagree, Sir Human? Pell asked. In part, I suppose. The human bobbed his head while shrugging his shoulders. Then what do you believe is the first sign of civilization? Pell asked pointedly, following his species' natural tendency to put up or shut up. Okay, I will start this by saying this isn't my idea, but I do agree with it. The human paused and looked around the wrapped table. A healed femur, he finally said. A silence fell on the table at what they felt was an anticlimactic answer. A healed femur? Pell repeated. I understand humans are only just advancing, but to state such a mundane thing is... Pell gave a broad gesture, as if looking to the others for the words to express himself. Bit of a simplistic letdown, Bonesplitter finally filled in. Why do you think a healed femur? The sec asked. Because it takes weeks for a femur to heal, the human answered, before looking around at the expectant gazes. With a sigh, the human cleared his throat and began again. As I just said, it takes weeks to heal a femur. Weeks where the injured person can't do anything. In an uncivilized world, they would be left for dead. Maybe even killed and eaten, depending. But civilization begins when you help someone through their trouble, whether injury, illness, or anything else. The moment you can put the care of others above care for yourself is when civilization is born, the human finished. The table looked on in surprise. The answer was an interesting idea. The thought that caring for others, even in hardship, was something that they would never have thought to list.